We're going to be hearing SB 437 as well as SB 518 in that order. Both of them are by Senator Weber Pearson. Senator Weber Pearson, let me know when you're ready and we will commence.
Which one do you want to do first?
Whichever one you want to do first. Why don't we start with number 2, SB 437. Does that work for you?
Perfect.
Okay. All right. Senator, you have the floor.
All right. Well, good afternoon, Chair and committee members. Thank you so much for hearing SB 437. SB 437 utilizes the California State University to explore options to determine how to confirm if an individual is a descendant of a person who was a victim of American chattel slavery. The bill seeks to establish a clear, concise, and evidence-based process for individuals to verify genealogical ties and claims to potential benefits or rights associated in regards to their ancestral heritage. In 2020, California enacted AB 3121, which established the Reparations Task Force to study and develop proposals for addressing the lasting impacts of slavery and systemic discrimination against African Americans. The task force released its final report, highlighting significant disparities in economic, health, and educational outcomes due to historical injustices. Among its recommendations, the report emphasized the need for improved documentation and recognition of genealogical and descendancy claims to ensure access to potential reparative programs. However, unfortunately, the task force report did not state how to accurately determine a person's lineage. SB 437 builds on these findings by requiring the CSU to develop a methodology to confirm a person's lineage, which could be used for reparative claims. Entrusting the CSU with this process ensures expertise, integrity, accountability, and public oversight. Placing this process within a state institution also prevents data from being exploited for profit or misinformation. Recently, there have been concerns about private corporations such as 23andMe potentially putting millions of people's sensitive genetic data at risk. In fact, our Attorney General, Rob Bonta, has also raised these concerns about unregulated data collection, and this bill ensures that a trusted public institution handles the process of determining lineage verification, not private corporations with no accountability. SB 437 requires the CSU to begin its work on determining a methodology for lineage on or before the 2026 through 2027 academic school year. It also requires the CSU to report to the California Legislative Black Caucus on their findings once a year. For a process as important as determining lineage, the frequency of reporting is necessary to ensure that we have an open and public process and that everyone is held accountable. Moreover, determining genealogy is also a very complex and evolving. Regular check-ins allow for adjustments based on new findings and best practices. SB 437 is supported by the Greater Sacramento Urban League, the Alliance for Reparations, Reconciliation, and Truth, Greater Los Angeles African American Chamber of Commerce, Western Center Law and Poverty, numerous other community and advocacy groups, and this is also a priority bill for the California Legislative Black Caucus. Today, I have Rachel Shaw, a professional genealogist who has spent over 25 years connecting people with information and their family history.
Alrighty, thank you. You have to approach the microphone. So just go over the ground rules, and we have, I think, hundreds of people that are preparing to testify today. For the proponents, just as for the opponents of each bill, not just this bill, but each bill, they'll be allocated 2 minutes for each witness, for two primary witnesses. In other words, a total of 4 minutes. And the same thing for the opposition, 2 minutes each with two witnesses. And after the support primary witness testify, we'll take what's known as Me Too support. Me Too support means that you provide your name, your affiliation, and your position on the bill. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to be fairly strident about cutting folks off because we do have, looks like several hundred folks that wish to testify. So go ahead, ma'am.
With the proliferation of
Maybe pull the microphone down just a little bit. Thank you.
With the proliferation of Ancestry.com and TV shows about finding your roots, it may seem easy to trace your ancestors.
Would you go ahead and identify yourself?
Yes, I thought, okay. I am Rachel Shaw. I'm a professional genealogist.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Should I start again?
Sure.
Am I eating into my 2 minutes?
You're good. Go ahead.
With the proliferation of Ancestry.com and TV shows about finding your roots, it may seem easy to trace your ancestors. Genealogy is one of the most popular hobbies in the United States, but genealogy is also a profession with professional standards. The most effective genealogical research conforms to the Board for Certification of Genealogists genealogy standards. The 90 standards describe best practices for documenting, research planning, data collection, evidence analysis, and report writing. African American genealogy is considered a specialty research area because of the complications related to slavery. Specific methodology must be used. Names present a particular difficulty. Enslaved people were only given first names. When formerly enslaved people were listed by name for the first time in the 1870 census, they were free to choose their own names. Some kept the surname of their former enslavers. Others chose a surname for myriad reasons. They may have also changed their first name. Additionally, because enslaved people were considered the property of their enslavers, they only appear in the records of their enslavers. A descendant must research their ancestors' enslavers' wills, deeds, and business records. Some of these records have been digitized, but many are still housed in courthouses and local archives. They can be challenging to decipher because they're written in cursive and use archaic legal terminology. The emotional toll researching enslaved people, particularly if they are your ancestors, cannot be overstated. Lastly, consultation and coordination with the experts at the Afro-American Historical and Genealogical Society should be a key part of this process.
All righty, thank you very much. Next witness, please.
Just that one.
All right, thank you. If you're in support of SB 437, please approach the microphone and give us your name, your affiliation, and your position on the bill.
Hello, my name is Fio Fabiano. I am a History and African American Studies student at UCLA, and I am in support of this bill.
Good afternoon, Chair and Vice Chair. Tina Rosales Torres with the Western Center on Law and Poverty in support.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Uri Igu, political science and African American studies major at UCLA, as well as the editor-in-chief of the Black Pre-Law Association Law Journal, and I am in support of this bill.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chair and members. My name is DeBray Sanders, and I am here on behalf of Catalyst California, Black Power Network, and the Alliance for Reparations, Reconciliation, and Truth, as well as the Equal Justice Society, as well as Live Free. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Reverend Dr. Kenneth Miller. I am the pastor of BB Memorial Cathedral located in Oakland, California, and I am in support of this bill.
Thank you.
My name is Pastor Michael McBride. I am the Executive Director of Live Free, the co-founder of the Black Church PAC and a member of the Alliance for Reparations and Justice. I am in support of this bill, resident of Oakland, California.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Faith Wiggins. I'm a psychology student at UCLA, and I support this bill.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jasmine Ainer. I'm a third year studying political science and theater, and I'm also in support of this bill.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Chanel Dovey, and I'm a public health student at UCLA, and I support this bill.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kennedy Morgan. I am a sociology student at UCLA, and I support this bill.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Christine Birchfield. I'm a student of African American Studies at UCLA, and I support this bill.
Thank you. Is anybody here from UCLA? So, all right.
Good afternoon. Tasha
I am
Henneman
also, yeah.
with the Black Leadership Council from Berkeley, Go Bears, in support of this bill. Also here representing Bar High's Black Hat in support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Matthew Starr, and I am studying public affairs and human biology at UCLA, and I also support this bill.
Hi, my name is Tiara Pierce. I'm a third-year sociology major at UCLA, and I support this bill.
Hello, my name is Lillian Bailey. I'm a public affairs, community engagement, and social change student at UCLA, and I'm in support of this bill.
Hello, my name is Brooke Alexis Wilkerson. I'm an African American Studies major and an entrepreneurship minor. I am a third year at UCLA, and I am in support of this bill.
Hello, my name is Keisha DeCohen. I'm a mother of 7, a grandmother of 5, and a wife of a firefighter. And I support this bill.
Good afternoon. I'm Andre DeCohen, retired firefighter. I'm with the UCLA group, and I'm in support of this bill.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Hannah Naomi Jones. I am the Special Advisor on Advocacy and Storytelling for Live for USA, a member of ART. I am a fourth generation Angelino, a mother, CSU graduate, UC ex-employee, and I support this bill.
Good afternoon. My name is Christian Green. I am a professor of African American Studies at West LA Community College. Came out here with UCLA. Support this bill, and let's get it done. Thank you.
Thank you. Others in support, please approach.
Hello, everyone. My name is Teresa Gonzalez. I am the Managing Director of Live Free California and also a member of the Alliance for Reparations, Reconciliation, and Truth, and I emphatically support this bill. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Others in support of SB 437, please approach the microphone.
Mel Osterguy for the Greater Sacramento Urban League in strong support.
Thank you.
Michael Harris with the California Juneteenth Observance Foundation, the ones that put Juneteenth as a federal holiday. Definitely supporting this. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Anybody else in support of SB 437, please approach. Seeing no one else approaching the microphone. First of all, thank you to all I'm a UCLA alumnus, and I'm proud to see all of you here, although I don't recognize you from my time at UCLA. So I'm a little doubtful. But in any event, in terms of the opposition, if you're opposed to SB 437, please approach the microphone. The floor is yours.
Good afternoon, Senators. My name is Michael Willis. I'm a professional genealogist with 24 years experience, board chair of the African American Genealogical Society of Northern California, and an author of the published book, When Your Ancestors Choose You, Finding Binky. On March 26, I provided testimony at the request of Senator Weber Pearson's office regarding, and I quote, the challenges of tracing Black Americans' lineage back to slavery, unquote. I was under the impression that I would be provided an impartial evaluation of that effort based on the community of eligibility defined by the task force. 2 points to note in my testimony were: 1, professional genealogists created genealogical proof standards that have been in place for decades. Number 2, professional genealogists like me have applied these standards to research individuals born over a century beyond what the task force requires. Let me be very clear. There is no difficulty in tracing individuals born prior to 1900 and confirming descendancy. Our society and the Sacramento African American Genealogical Seminar have taught these proven methods for nearly 30 years. Also, I and 20 other genealogists received these certificates of recognition here from the Senate and Assembly for assisting Black caucus members and their staff in exploring their lineages prior to 1900, meeting the standards of eligibility. This is why I feel the public should be aware that I now come before you in opposition to this bill to ask and wastefully fund CSUs to research and develop standardized processes already defined by genealogists is concerning. If the author of SB 437 really believes CSU should be the authority on genealogical methodology, why did her office reach out to me to testify at the 326 hearing and then contact at least 2 other genealogy societies for requesting a genealogist to testify at this hearing today on said methodology? Additionally, who do you think the CSUs will consult for guidance on developing these methodologies?
Thank you, sir. Go ahead and wrap it up.
Okay, thank you. In Chapter 18 of the task force final report, they called for the creation of a genealogy office that provides, quote, access to expert genealogical research.
Are you opposed to the bill? Are you you're
I'm absolutely opposed to the bill.
Thank you very much.
Only genealogists have the expertise, not CSUs, researching how to do this. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next witness, please.
Bring this down some. Good morning, Senators. Good afternoon, rather. My name is Chris Larson. I'm the lead volunteer organizer and advocate with the Coalition for a Just and Equitable California, which is the state's leading grassroots organization born for reparations and reparative justice. I'm here today in respectful opposition to SB 437. First, the proposal directly contradicts the recommendations of the California Reparations Task Force, directly contradicts the recommendations of the State Reparations Task Force. We have a task force member here today in the audience, as a matter of fact. The task force did not, and I repeat, the task force did not recommend that the state conduct additional research on how to determine how an individual might determine whether or not they are descendant of someone whose ancestors were enslaved and emancipated in this country. Specifically, in addition, the proposal before you today is unnecessary because tracing ancestry to U.S. chattel slavery is already a known practice practiced by genealogists literally every single day. Literally every single day. The proposal before you also raises serious risk of fiscal waste because the research proposed directs millions of taxpayer dollars originally budgeted for reparations implementation away from reparations implementation and instead to a multi-million-dollar research project with no end date to the research. The proposal would also create severe implementation delays because no other bill at all moving for the descendants of those who were emancipated from chattel slavery in this country can become a reality until this research project with no end date is done. Furthermore, last year, this same proposal was rejected by community advocates when former State Senator Stephen Bradford was approached with a very similar proposal by Governor Gavin Newsom, and that proposal was soundly rejected by both Senator Bradford and community advocates. Lastly, the proposal in question severely and directly contradicts with yet another one of Senator Weber Pearson's proposals, SB 518, which we'll be hearing in a few. Happy to speak more about that when we get to the Q&A. Senators, Californians whose ancestors built this country, of which I am one, through hundreds of years of forced labor.
Sir, go ahead and wrap it up, please.
Yes, sir. We don't want more research, Senator. We don't need more research, Senator. We need our reparations.
All righty. I assume you're a no.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. Go ahead. Give us your name, your affiliation, and your position on the bill.
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon, Senators. My name is Darlene Crumity. I am a member of the Coalition for a Just and Equitable California, as well as the American Redress Coalition of Bay Area. I am vehemently opposed to SB 437.
All righty. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Tremere Watson. I'm deaf and I strongly oppose this bill.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm absolutely opposed this bill because only 3% of us Africans and Caribbeans in this country. So I don't know why we have to keep on studying and studying and studying.
All right. Next witness, please. Right. I'm sorry. Only your name, your affiliation, and your position. All right. Thank you. Go ahead, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Kim Mims, Coalition for Just and Equitable California, American Redress Coalition of California, Sacramento Branch, and Amend the Mass Media Group in strong opposition to SB 437. Vote no.
All right. Thank you.
Malik, Marin City Reparations Coalition, and I'm in opposition to it also. I think that every study imaginable has already been done
Thank
on
you,
Black
sir.
people.
You're urging a no vote, I would guess. Thank you. All right.
Good day, Mr. and Mrs. and all the gentlemen and lady here. I'm Omo Lara Odofin, and I strongly oppose. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Any other witnesses who are opposed to SB 437, please approach the microphone. Seeing no one approaching the microphone, let's bring it back to me. I have no questions for you. Senator Weber Pearson, would you like to close?
Yes, thank you, Chair, so much for allowing for this bill to be heard. I want to thank your staff, the committee staff, for this very, very thorough, thoughtful analysis. As I stated in my opening, unfortunately, the task force did not recommend a specific way to determine the genealogical lineage of those who are descendants of American chattel slavery. It is extremely complex, and additionally, really appreciate in the analysis the fact that you do highlight that SB 437 is not in conflict with SB 518 and gave the reasons why. So for that reason, I respectfully ask for an aye vote at the appropriate time whenever we establish quorum.
All righty, thank you very much. We're going to move on to the next bill, which is SB 518. Just a note for those of you who are in attendance or those of you who are watching, today is perhaps the busiest day this year in the California State Senate. There are multiple committees going on. In fact, I'm going to have to leave in a bit to attend another hearing. And so that's why you see members who are not here. But I would urge members to present themselves so we could establish a quorum at your earliest opportunity. All right. Senator, now to file item number 3, SB 518.
Thank you so much, Chair. Good afternoon once again. Thank you for the opportunity to allow me to speak on 518. 518 is the result of the thoughtful work and comprehensive recommendations put forth by the California Reparations Task Force. The task force was established by Assembly Bill 3121 in 2020. It's been several years conducting research, gathering public testimony, and analyzing the historical and ongoing impacts of slavery and systemic discrimination. In its final report, the task force identified the lasting effects of discriminatory policies California implemented, many of which continue to affect families and communities today across California. SB 518 will create the Bureau for Descendants of American Slavery. Its primary purpose is to provide a structured, dedicated state institution to address the ongoing harms caused by the historical legacy of slavery and discriminatory systems. This Bureau will serve as a critical resource for individuals and communities impacted by these long-standing inequities, ensuring that the state provides the necessary tools to address these injustices in a comprehensive and effective manner. SB 518 will establish several key divisions within the Bureau. The first is the genealogy division, which will be tasked with assisting individuals in tracing their lineage to those impacted by slavery in the U.S. Another division is the Property Reclamation Division that will examine cases where land or property was taken or withheld due to discriminatory policies or practices, creating an avenue for documentation and resolution, as well as an Outreach and Education Division and a Legal Affairs Division. SB 518 will create a permanent entity focused on acknowledging and addressing the lasting consequences of a history that continues to affect many Californians. It is a necessary step forward, ensuring that these ongoing harms are not ignored, but are addressed in a manner that provides long-term solutions and opportunities for healing. SB 518 is supported by the Greater Sacramento Urban League, the Alliance for Reparations, Reconciliation, and Truth, the California-Hawaii State Conference of the NAACP, ACLU, California Action, California Federation of Teachers, numerous other organizations, and it is also a priority bill of the California Legislative Black Caucus. With me today is a member of the California Reparation Task Force, Don Tomasky, to speak on the bill. Thank you.
Thank you. Senator Weber Pearson, I assume you're accepting the committee.
And we accept the committee amendments and appreciate all of the assistance. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. Sir, go ahead.
Chair Umberg, members of the committee, Senator Weber Pearson. My name is Don Tamaki. I'm the founder of Manami Tamaki LLP in San Francisco law firm and one of the 9 members of the California Reparations Task Force. After 2 years of work, we presented a groundbreaking 1,100-page fauna report drawing a through line covering 400 years from enslavement, Jim Crow, and decades more of discrimination, resulting in today's disparities, for which we made over 115 recommendations to repair the lingering harms to descendants of U.S. chattel slavery and to non-descendants who experience historical and ongoing systemic injustice. Senate Bill 518 is in alignment with the task force's report, Chapter 18, pages 633 and page 634, recommending the formation of a bureau as the infrastructure necessary to effectuate the task force's recommendations. I was involved in the fight for reparations for Japanese Americans incarcerated in concentration camps. The Civil Liberties Act in 1988 established the Office of Redress to verify eligibility, to administer benefits, and to educate the public of this wrong. Likewise, it is crucial that California establish a similar administrative framework to implement reparative policies passed by the legislature. This would include a genealogy division to establish a process for determining descendant eligibility, a division to identify persons whose property was wrongfully seized, outreach to educate the public of the continuing harm flowing from redlining and displacement, a legal affairs division to ensure compliance with law, and an advisory role regarding future reparative remedies to address the persistent harms that impact both descendants and non-descendants. I thank you for your consideration.
Next witness, please.
Just one.
All right, thank you. All right, if you're in support of SB 518, please approach the microphone and give us your name, your affiliation, and your position. Position meaning your position on the bill, either for it or against it.
Good afternoon, Carmen Nicole Cox on behalf of ACLU, California Action, and strong support.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Fio Fabiano. I am a student at UCLA, and I am in support of this bill.
Good afternoon. My name is Chanel Dovey, and I'm a student at UCLA, and I'm in support of this bill.
Craig Pulser on behalf of Equality California in support.
Thank you.
My name is Kennedy Morgan. I'm a student at UCLA, and I'm in support of this bill.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Christine Birchfield. I'm a student at UCLA, and I'm in support of this bill.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Sierra Pierce. I'm a student at UCLA, and I support this bill.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Jessica Hay with CFT in support.
Thank you.
Faith Wiggins, UCLA student, and I support this bill.
Hello, my name is Jasmine Ainer. I attend UCLA, and I'm in support of this bill.
Hello, my name is Lillian Bailey. I attend UCLA, and I'm in support of this bill.
Hello, my name is Brooke Wilkerson. I'm an African American Studies major at UCLA, and I support this bill.
Hello, my name is Ure Igu. I'm the editor-in-chief at UCLA's Black Pre-Law Association Law Journal, and I am in support of this bill. Thank you.
My name is Matthew Starr. I am a public affairs and human biology major at UCLA, and I also support this bill.
Hello again, Tasha Henneman with the Black Leadership Council, also representing Bar High's Black Housing Advisory Task Force in support.
I'm Keisha DeCon from Los Angeles, mother of 2 graduates from the UC system, and I am in support of this bill.
Well, Mel Assegai, on behalf of the Greater Sacramento Urban League, in very strong support.
Andre DeCon, retired, in support of this bill.
Good afternoon, Chair and members. Tina Rosales-Torres with the Western Center on Law and Poverty in support. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Josh Kaizuka. I'm the co-president of the Florida Sacramento Valley chapter of the Japanese American Citizens League, and I support this bill.
I'm Katie Uemura. I'm a member of the Florida Japanese American Citizens League, and I'm in support of this bill.
Good afternoon. My name is Hachi Asamura. I'm a member of the Japanese American Citizens League, Sacramento chapter, and I support SB 518.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Miko Sawamura. I'm the chair of the Northern California, Western Nevada, Pacific Districts. I'm sorry. With the Japanese American Citizens League, and we of course support the bill as well, and it's the Civil Rights Committee.
Thank you.
Mariel Tsukamoto, member of the Japanese American Citizens League and survivor of the American concentration camp 1942 to 1945.
Tanisha Herring on behalf of the California Hawaii NAACP in support.
Thank you.
Kristen Nimmers on behalf of the California Black Power Network, Equal Justice Society with the the Alliance for Reparations.
Good afternoon, Chair and members. DeBray Sanders with Catalyst California, as well as the Alliance for Reparations, Reconciliation and Truth, as well as Live Free California. Thank you.
Thank you.
Greetings, Christian Green with California Black Power Network, as well as a national organizer for HR 40, federal reparations. I am in full support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Danielle Townsend with Black Equity Collective, also Alliance for Reparations, Reconciliation and Truth, and I am in support. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Michael Harris, California Juneteenth Observers Foundation, and constituent of Honorable Roger Nilo, so he won't be a hard no, hopefully. But I'm definitely in support. Yes.
All right, thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Hannah Naomi Jones on behalf of Live Free California, Equal Justice Society, California Black Power Network, Alliance for Reparations, Restoration and Truth. I support this bill. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Pat Parker. I'm here representing the Black Equity Collective on behalf of the Alliance for Reparations, Reconciliation and Truth, and we are in agreement with this bill.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Vanessa Holman on behalf of Equal Justice Society and the Alliance for Reparations, Reconciliation and Truth, and we are in support of this bill.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Yolanda Strong Reed with Congregation Organization of Prophetic Engagement, San Bernardino, Riverside County. I support this bill.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Martha Brantley Jackson from Congregations Organized for Prophetic Action Engagement, and I represent Riverside and San Bernardino counties.
Thank you.
And I am Omo Lara Odofin, and I am support for anything that will unite us and never divide us. Total support.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. Anyone else in support of SB 518? Seeing no one else approaching. All right. Let's bring it back here. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you very much. It's too early for me to be tired. Opposition to SB 518. Please approach.
Good afternoon again, Senators. A couple of points to make on 518. Of course, we are Chris Lawson, the Coalition for Just and Equitable California, the state's leading grassroots organization born to achieve reparations and reparative justice in strong opposition to this bill. Here's why I wanted to have a whole script here, but I wanted to just make a point. The senator mentioned in the open for the previous bill about some problems with 23andMe and some of the taking of and some of the misplacing of some data that belong to millions of people. Interestingly enough, this bill, SB 518, has no protections at all for anyone's privacy that will be collected by the genealogy office. Zero privacy protections. The same thing that the people at 23andMe are exposed to are the same thing that this bill exposes our people to, which is the theft and the misuse of our very, very precious genealogy data. Secondly speaking, one of the most troubling amendments and the most troubling parts of this bill is that right now, this bureau that will be created is now going to be housed in the California Department of Justice, which is the state's top law enforcement arm. Okay. I don't know about you, I don't know about my people behind me, but I do not want none of my genealogy data nowhere near no law enforcement. Okay. That's what this bill does. And everybody who stood up here and supported that bill just a few minutes ago, that's what you also supported. Now our genealogy records will be inside of the state's top law enforcement arm. With respect to the testimony of Mr. Tamaki, this particular proposal is in direct contradiction, dangerously misaligned with the recommendations of the State Reparations Task Force. The proposal also wastes taxpayer dollars while significantly and indefinitely delaying the implementation of policies intended to benefit the descendants of those who were enslaved. We also have deep constitutional concerns with the language of this bill as well. The bill lifts up language that is almost certainly legally suspect and would expose the state of California to challenges related to Proposition 209, challenges related to the 14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution as well. So for those reasons and many, many more, we are vehemently opposed to SB 518. We ask you to vote no. Thank you.
All righty, thank you. All right. Others in opposition to SB 518.
And because he said that, I strongly oppose this bill. Omolara Odofin.
All right.
And you all should
Thank you.
protect us.
All
It's
right.
time to stand in
Thank you very much.
solidarity for all of our sakes.
All right. Others who are opposed to SB 518, please approach.
How you doing? I oppose this bill strongly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm also with Chris. He's been studying this for over 4 or 5 years. He knows what he's talking about. My people perish from the lack of knowledge.
All right.
So
Thank
my
you. If you give
people
us
are
your name,
perishing
your
from.
position and your affiliation. All right. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you. All right. All right.
Yes, Darlene Crumity, Coalition for a Just and Equitable California, as well as the Redress Coalition of Redress California Bay Area. I oppose SB 437.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Kim Mims, and with the Coalition for a Just and Equitable California, American Redress Coalition of California, Sacramento branch, and Amend the Mass Media Grid, in strong opposition to SB 518 for the reasons Chris stated.
All right. Thank you very much.
More over policing in the Black community is
Thank
not needed. Thank you.
Again, Malik, Marin City Reparations Coalition, and I strongly oppose it also. And I say to people, there is no study.
Thank
that
you,
has
sir.
not
I
already
appreciate
been-
your testimony. Other witnesses who are opposed to SB 518, please approach the microphone. Seeing no one else approaching the microphone, we're going to bring it back to the committee. Any questions or comments? None. All right. Thank you. By the way, again, to the UCLA students, I don't think this is what most Californians think that UCLA students do on their spring break, is come to Sacramento and testify on legislation. But in any event, Senator Webb Pearson, would you like to close?
Yes, well, thank you very much, Chair. Want to once again thank your committee for working with us. We do accept the amendments. I also agree that reading is fundamental, and if you don't read, people will perish. So I strongly recommend that people read not only the bill, but also the amazing analysis that that this committee put forth, because it does go into very in-depth about the issue with constitutional consideration and the fact that this would not be in conflict with Prop 209, nor the California nor the United States Constitution, and why. Additionally, I do want to also just put out, since it was stated by the opposition, the issue with 23andMe is the fact that it's a private company. They are bankrupt, and they are considering or have been granted privilege to actually share their or sell their data to get out of bankruptcy. And as far as the Attorney General is concerned, California State Attorney General, it being housed under that department, I'm sure anyone who was watching the reparation process with the task force knows that this report was actually written through their office. They worked hand in hand with the task force, and it is felt at this time that it would be appropriate that this division would start under that department. And so with that, I respectfully ask for an aye vote on SB 518 when we establish a quorum.
All righty. Thank you very much. As you know, we don't have a quorum, but I expect that there'll be a motion and a vote at such time as we do have a quorum. So thank you very much. I am again beseeching. Now I've used begging, pleading, now beseeching members of the committee. Soon that will be the case. All right. I do see Senator Cervantes here. I think you are next up, Senator Cervantes. Senator Cervantes, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members, for the opportunity to present SB 274 today. I want to thank your staff for working with us on this bill. In response to concerns, I've taken an amendment to the retention provision to limit retention for public agencies to no more than 30 days from the date of the collection if it does not match information on a hot list. SB 274 addresses the unchecked growth and cybersecurity concerns of automated license plate readers, ALPR systems, a surveillance technology that scans and stores the movement of millions of law-abiding Californians each day. These systems capture and store data on the movement of vehicles, effectively tracking where we go, when we go, and who we associate with. Over time, ALPR data forms a detailed map of our daily lives. The core function of ALPR system is to collect vast amount of data on individual movements without their knowledge or consent. Retaining their data longer than necessary raises significant concerns. While ALPR can be a valuable tool for public safety, it's being used far beyond its intended scope without oversight in ways that threaten civil liberties. We've already seen what happens in the absence of accountability. In 2020, an audit revealed that ALPR data was being misused across our state. Since then, agencies have continued to share sensitive information with outside entities despite clear concerns about constitutional overreach. This undermines public trust and puts entire communities at risk. There has been documented cybersecurity threats posed by large-scale data retention. LPR systems have been breached in the past, placing millions of location records in the hands of bad actors. The longer this data is retained, the higher the risk of the exposure. In many cases, ALPR data is stored not by police departments, but by third-party vendors who often operate with minimal oversight and broad data sharing networks. These practices exponentially increase the risk of misuse. In direct response to the growing public concern, the Joint Legislative Audit Committee commissioned by the California State Auditor evaluates the use of ALPR systems by law enforcement. The resulting 2020 report is not only damning, it is a clear call to action. The audit revealed the agencies have consistently failed to protect individual privacy and in many cases couldn't even demonstrate basic control or understanding of how these systems operate. In fact, the auditor specifically recommended that the legislature establish a maximum retention period for ALPR data to better protect individual privacy and ensure agencies are accountable for how they use these powerful systems. The responsibility to protect Californians include protecting their freedoms to move, assemble, and live without fear of surveillance. That is why this bill, this is exactly what this bill does. This bill does the following. It limits data retention to 30 days unless there is a match with the vehicle on a hot list. Limiting retention to 30 days balances the need of law enforcement with the public's right to privacy and freedom from unwarranted surveillance. The longer data is kept, the greater the potential for misuse or unauthorized access. There are many other jurisdictions that have implemented short retention periods, some as short as 7 days without documentation harm to criminal investigations. California's 30-day standard already reflects a compromise between public safety and civil liberties. If specific investigations warranted longer retention, mechanisms already in place for that through court orders or formal requests, not by default retention of all data. This bill also prohibits ALPR surveillance at sensitive locations like schools, healthcare facilities, libraries, and courthouses. It also requires annual audits by the Department of Justice to ensure agencies comply with privacy and usage policies, preventing misuse before it occurs. In closing, AB 274 ensures agencies use ALPR responsibly with clear boundaries and public accountability. With me to testify in support are the California Public Defenders Association, Rebecca Marcus.
Good afternoon, Chair. My name is Rebecca Marcus. I'm with the California Public Defenders Association, a statewide organization of public defenders, private defense counsel, and investigators speaking in support of SB 274. Limiting the use of ALPR use, which could be used for immigration enforcement at sensitive locations, is a positive step towards protecting these places. California is home to more immigrants than any other state in the country. Nearly half of working households in California include immigrants, and over half of all California workers are either immigrants or the children of immigrants. They are an integral part of the fabric of California society, contributing to its economic culture and workforce, and bringing innovation and enrichment to our workplaces, schools, faith communities, and neighborhoods. Now more than ever, it is imperative to protect these communities from the federal attack on non-citizen residents. Moreover, increased federal immigration enforcement tears at the fabric of our communities, triggering many adverse effects. The threat of immigration enforcement activity and the current administration's changes in policy regarding sensitive locations is significant. Schools across the country are experiencing significant drops in school attendance as students and their families fear being stopped or questioned by immigration authorities at these schools. In addition, many immigrant youth currently experience high levels of mental health symptoms like anxiety, depression, and post-traumatic stress due to fears of immigration enforcement and separation from their family due to this enforcement. Stressors related to immigration status and the risk of deportation negatively impact all aspects of an undocumented or non-citizen's life. Deportation can also severely impact the individual deported, sending them to a country in which they have not lived for many years or where they fear for their life, and separating them from their families. Family members of those subject to immigration enforcement often suffer as well through their psychological pain of separation as well as through financial strain. SB 274 also takes a positive step towards limiting surveillance of the general public. By limiting retention to 30 days with specified exemptions, this bill creates an important initial guardrail against unfettered license plate surveillance, which infringes on all Californians. Thank you, and we ask for your aye.
Thank you very much. Good timing. Appreciate it. Do you have another witness?
Yes. Are they here? No, not at the moment, sir.
Oh, you don't have another
Not at the
primary
moment.
witness? Okay. So now we'll move on to those that are also in support of the bill. State your name, who you represent, and what your position on the bill is.
Hi, Yadi Yancy with Oakland Privacy and a support if amended position. We appreciate the amendments so far, but we welcome the opportunity to have discussions with the author about other concerns we still have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Danny Kando-Kaiser on behalf of the Electronic Frontier Foundation. Want to echo the comments of my colleague from Oakland Privacy. Thank you to the author for working with Electronic Frontier Foundation on the amendments. We are in a supportive amended position. Thank you.
Any other people in here in support of the bill? We'll move to the opposition. Are there primary witnesses in opposition to the bill?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. Corey Salzillo on behalf of the California State Sheriff's Association in opposition to SB 274. The legislature largely regulated ALPR operator and end user requirements with SB 34 in 2015. And this requires an end user to implement a usage and privacy policy that includes the length of time that ALPR information will be retained in the process that the ALPR end user will utilize to determine if and when to destroy any ALPR data that they retain. This bill, however, does not, or the law does not take the excessive step to limit ALPR information retention to a 30-day time frame as SB 274 would. Law enforcement agencies across the state and nation have used ALPR data to solve crimes and apprehend criminal suspects and continue to do so today. While some of these cases are solved quickly within a matter of minutes or hours, it can also be exceptionally helpful in solving crimes that have occurred deeper in the past. And the unfortunate part of this is we don't know how long those data can be useful. Setting a data retention limit such as 30 days in statute will significantly hinder the use of
way it currently stands, forced labor, slavery takes precedence over rehabilitation and public safety.
Oh, by the way, while the Biden administration gives reparations to everyone but free people, look at the billions he has run over to Ukraine.
We don't have black grocery stores because if you think about it now, just to get in that supply chain, it's almost unheard of.
They don't want the truth to get out. Okay? I don't want to know what my family did or what all these people did and all this stuff like that. Okay? Come on. You read that 500-page report.
There's this thing called white superiority and black inferiority. That mindset allows all of the behaviors that we've seen across generations, allows for the construction of these policies and practices and systems and structures that continue to oppress us. This is not a handout. This is a debt that is owed.
You know, Allensworth was like the internet of his time in 1904, 1905.
The total black population in California is about 2.6 million, and then of that, the Descendants compose about 2.2 million of that. So California, with a multi-billion-dollar surplus, can absolutely afford to satisfy the international terms for reparations, beginning with compensation.
Any financial obstacle that exists that impedes the success of increasing financial prosperity needs to be dealt with and eliminated.
No matter where we've been, no matter what part of this fight we've been in, we've been harmed, and we've had harm done to us specifically.
When I got to Los Angeles, this was some of the worst segregation I'd ever seen. And remember, I'm telling you, I'm from Mississippi.
Because as you can see, I'm giving you broken history right now, you know? But I had to give it to you guys today. I said, no, I got to show them this because it's so precious and nobody really knows about it.
Black people don't have that kind of luxury. Our historically black communities have been redistricted multiple times.
Now listen, if you can't handle the TR roof, don't tune in.